We're honoring my father, Charles A. Ridley, Jennifer's grandfather. He served in the United States Army from 1941 to 1945. He was 29 years old when he enlisted. He had his bachelor's degree and his master's degree and was put into the technical analyst
unit, which basically he was listening to communications from the Germans and deciphering any information that could be of use for the U.S. Army.
He was a director of guidance and counseling at a small college, so he was a very outgoing person. He was very dedicated, very patriotic. So at 29, while he was teaching in high school, he volunteered into the service. He used to say one of the hardest things was going through boot camp with 18-year-olds. I remember he told a story once where they were getting on the bus and the driver would not let the black sergeant that was there get on first. The driver said, well, he has to wait till everybody gets on the bus and he gets on the back. And my dad said, no, that's not happening. So he's getting on the front with me. And he maintained that friendship too.
I loved talking with him about my education. I remember personally when I started taking German at Pinckneyville, he was so excited to talk to me more about his time there, and he brought me a phrase book that he was first given when he joined the Army of basic German phrases, so that would be easy for them to start to adapt to the language. I would like people to know about my grandfather in the future and possibly my children. What a great man he was, what an impact he made on our family's lives, and certainly my mother, how much we looked up to him and how he continued, his self-service for others throughout his life.
My father was teaching in a high school at the time near Ford Motor Company headquarters, and they had a technical program for returning GIs, but when he returned, they wanted to do a liberal arts program, so they'd have a 2-year liberal arts. So in his high school, they started the night school, and they asked my father if he would be the first guidance counselor to help the returning veterans. And so he did, and eventually this college grew into a bigger college with a campus, and my father ended up being the director of the guidance and counseling there for 45 years. And his big passion was helping veterans who would return to find their career and what they wanted to do in life. My fondest memory of my father is he was overtly affectionate, and no matter how old I was always his little girl. I became a teacher like he did, and he loved it. And so he was always involved in what was I doing, what was I wanting. One of the things my father decided to do upon his death was donate his body to the University of Michigan for medical research. He said
always
it was
the educator to
one
land, yeah.
one last lesson that he could teach. I always felt that was a wonderful thing, and how much he was looking forward to that, or that would be the end of
it was a fitting
end for him, because everything was always a lesson.